My name is Ann Shafer. I'm here with Georgena Terry, and we are talking about the Wild Goose Chase, a women's cycling ride benefiting the Blackwater National Wildlife Refuge. Maybe tell people what you're doing now that you have divested yourself of Terry, which is off on its own, doing its own thing now, the company.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing what I did originally, which is designing custom bicycle frames for women. These are hand-built one-off frames. I don't maintain any inventory of bikes. I hope the customers will come to me and want a bike. It's a neat kind of thing to do. First of all, because I just love the whole geometry of bicycles and the engineering side of it, but also because the frame and the fork are built by Waterford. And people think Waterford Crystal. No, not Crystal. Waterford is a company founded by Richard Schwinn, and he is indeed a Schwinn. His great-grandfather was Ignaz Schwinn, who started the Schwinn Bicycle Company. And in about 1988, Schwinn went bankrupt for the first time. They were trying to do a lot of production in the United States. It was just way too expensive. All the competitors had moved offshore. They were undercutting Schwinn like crazy. And so Schwinn sold out. And the company that bought them was not interested in a factory they had in Waterford, Wisconsin, a Schwinn factory. That factory built the Schwinn Paramount. And anyone who knows the history of Schwinn knows that Paramount was their top of the line, hand-built, to die for, drool over bicycle. And so they said to Richard, if you want the Paramount factory, you can have it. Just don't call your bike Schwinn. So he named his line of bicycles Waterford, after Waterford, Wisconsin. So to have that factory, to some extent, at my disposal, not really, because he runs everything, but to know that my bikes are built in the factory that produced the incredible Schwinn Paramount. And I'm working with some of the designers who worked on that bike at the time and understand steel bicycles and geometry like nobody's business is, to me, just phenomenal. I mean, that's to have that ability to do that is just really, really cool. It's a great relationship, and I think we learn a lot from each other. And then from there, to build on relationships with individual bike shops and fitters around the country. In your neck of the woods, one of the best fitters in the country is in Delaware, Gary Hughes at Bodacious Bicycles. He's unbelievable. There are tons of great fitters. So now I have these relationships with all these fitters, all these bike shops who eventually assemble the bike and put it together. And that's what I do. One bike at a time.
With custom colors, which is very important to women.
Absolutely. That is the most important part.
My bike is black with some glitter, which I
Yeah,
like.
that's good.
But what
Black
I
is
really
so
wanted
good.
was something blue. Like, they didn't have it that year. Can you tell people a little bit about the importance of fit? I think women might not, because they're not, in the sort of serious man zone of biking, may not realize that they may be uncomfortable on their bike for a very specific reason, and it can be fixed.
Yeah, exactly. Bike fit really is critical. I mean, I run into a lot of customers who are really concerned about the components, the color, that kind of thing. But those things become absolutely secondary if the bike doesn't fit properly. And someone who really understands how to do a bicycle fitting will probably blow your mind, because a lot of people think, whoa, we just go into the shop and, they measure my inseam, I sit on the bike, they say, okay, that's fine. But a good bicycle fitter is going to spend a couple of hours, if not more, with you. And by the time it's done, you will understand so much about why you feel the way you do on a bicycle, what works, what doesn't work, the things that need to be changed. It just opens up a whole new viewpoint on things. When I first got into bicycling, started my company back in the early 1980s, bicycle fit was so basic. I mean, can you stand over the top tube? Do you have an inch of clearance? Okay, that part fits. When you sit on the seat and reach for the handlebars, do your arms land here? Okay, that fits. I mean, there are like 3 little tests, and that's what everybody used to fit bicycles. But these days, you really have to have a certain expertise, a lot of training, certain tools. I know virtually nothing about bike fit. I know what I like, and I know the basics, but I'm a designer, I'm an engineer. I'm not a bicycle fitter. I really rely on those fitters to tell me what's going on. And then there's some back and forth there. Because a lot of times the fitter will give me numbers that can't be translated into a real bicycle. So I have to go back and go, what are we going to change here? What are we going to give up?
So is part of the process of getting a custom Terry bike getting fitted and measured beforehand? I see. So there's a whole thing.
Well, kind of. It starts with somebody getting in touch with me saying I'm interested.
Right.
And I have a very basic questionnaire I have them fill out, which just kind of gives me the lay of the land, so to speak. Then I start searching for a fitter in their area. But when someone buys a custom bike from me, it includes the price of that fitting. They don't have to pay for a fitting. I take care of that. It also includes the assembly of the bicycle. So that's all taken care of. Nothing else to worry about.
It sounds dreamy.
It is. It's a lengthy process. COVID certainly made it a lot lengthier in the last couple of years, mostly because of the shortage of components, not because people decided not to buy bicycles. They're coming out of the woodwork and still are.